All right, welcome back everybody to Buckeye Banter. If you're anything like me, you're a little tired today, but man, is it worth it. What a game, what a performance. This episode is just about last night's game, so without further ado, let's get right into this edition of Buckeye Banter. Welcome to Buckeye Banter, Sports in the OH. All right, so um, I don't know about you guys, but that was not what I expected. As you saw, hopefully in my video yesterday, I certainly thought that we could win, and I had predicted that we would win. But I didn't see it going this far. That we would just blow them out. Because let's face it, we blew them out. Um, I know people want to talk about Skalski and maybe, him getting ejected and the impact that had. First of all, I don't like the rule personally, but he absolutely broke the rule. So his hit is textbook targeting. Um, the rule, let me clarify that. I have no problem with the rule. What I don't like is the application of the rule in that it ejects a player automatically from a game. I think that the referees should have the opportunity to, for those of you who don't know anything about soccer, to kind of approach it with like a red card, yellow card sort of mentality. Now, with that in mind, he very well might have still gotten ejected. This is a kid who got ejected from last year's championship game for a helmet, for leading with his helmet. So, there's got to be some criteria that's kind of kept in mind. Whether or not that would have applied, I don't know, because we don't have that rule. But what I think is that's the sort of thing that the league should be trying to do, because otherwise we get what we had last year, where a kid like Shaun Wade did nothing intentional. Lawrence shifted, turned, lowered, and they ended up colliding. Now, do they need to protect people's heads? Absolutely. I have no problem with that. But the fact that Shaun Wade would miss the rest of that game for that hit, to me, that's the sort of thing that needs to be avoided. Especially if you have a player who's never had any sort of incidents like that. You should be able to look at that, review the play, and say, you know what, that kid wasn't trying to hit him in the head. The play just developed that way, and there's nothing that can be done about it. Okay, sucks that he gets 15 yards and a first down, but the player still gets to play. To me, that sort of thing needs to really be considered. Again, I'm not saying that has anything to do with Skalski last night, because I don't know what would have happened under those sort of terms. But I just wanted to mention that because this is now our game last year that had us lose a player there. Our game this year having them lose a player, and last year's championship game where they lost a player. And by the way, Nolan Turner, who missed the first half of this game, was ejected in the ACC championship game for the same, and so he missed the first half of this game because of that rule. So there's a lot of this going on, and I think it's very valid and worth considering. So, anyways, all that to say is I don't think Skalski's ejection would have changed this game that much. All right, sorry about that. If that first few minutes of the video had some weird lighting going on, I realized I had some excess natural lighting that was causing some weirdness. Anyways, my apologies for that. So, in case you don't remember well, Skalski was ejected on a drive where we were driving down the field. We were already up 21-14. Fields had just gotten a first down inside the 20. So, we were about to go up 28-14 anyways. I don't personally see that being a huge impact on the game. Now, yes, he's a very good player for them, important player for them. But I just don't think that was a difference maker. At the same time, we lost Paris John. We lost Harry Miller before the game, and Matt Johnson, I believe is his name, who was in for him, uh, to an injury. So Paris Johnson had to come in and play. Paris Johnson primarily plays a tackle, but moved over and played guard. So all that to say is huge win. What a gutty performance from Justin Fields. I mean, that kid, there were comments by so many people about it, and I can't overestimate the truth to them. Again, somehow he threw 6 TDs and 6 incompletions. He was 22 of 28. Just incredible. The one INT really wasn't his fault. I mean, it got tipped at the line. Again, Trey Sermon just had a monster game. Almost 200 yards, while also catching the ball for 60 yards out of the backfield. And I liked what I saw out of Mayan Williams. Just a few plays there, but he was definitely a different back, which was nice. So yeah, it was overall the offense was super impressive. Olave had a huge game. It was great to get him back. Wilson, didn't do a lot, but he had obviously that one huge catch, which was a great catch. Obviously, both the tight ends were a much bigger factor in the game than they typically have been. And the young players, Williams and Smith and Jigba both came up with some big plays. On defense, they had their moments for sure, and certainly impressed me over the length of the game. The beginning of the game, I'm sure, like many of y'all, I was worried. I was looking at these drives, and I was like, man, they get the ball, march 80 yards down the field. We get the ball, 3 plays, punt. They get the ball, 3 plays, punt. And I was like, okay, we finally got a little something going. And then we get the ball and we drive 80 yards, touchdown. I was like, okay, all right. We got this figured out. Well, then they get the ball and they go 7 plays, 75 yards, touchdown. And I was like, oh man, we got to stop these guys more often, and we're not doing it. And at that point, again, like I imagine many of you, I was getting a little worried. But we got the ball and we marched 6 plays and 75 yards right back down and put it up 14-14. And then we proceeded to go 1, 2, 3, end of half. 4 possessions, really 3, without giving up more than 1 first down. So we gave up 1 first down in the next 3 possessions. And that changed the game. Because during those plays, during that time, Ohio State got 3 touchdowns. So we matched them to go to 14 after a 3 and out. Held them to a 3 and out. Got a touchdown to go up 21. And I'm sorry, no, we went ahead 35. Yeah, so that's right. I was looking at this wrong, but no, yeah, so we matched them 14, held them 3 and out, touchdown, 21. Held them 3 and out, 28. Held them 4 and out, 35. 1 play for them, end of half. And with that, we went into the half up 35-14. And then we came out in that second half and drove right down the field, and I thought, oh man, we're going to put this game away. This is it. We're going to go up 42-14, and it's going to be over. And then that tip play. So, again, don't put that one really on Fields. D lineman made a great play on the ball, and that was it. Now, maybe he shouldn't have been throwing it where he was throwing it, but, tip ball, you can't do much about it. So then they did. They responded, and they marched right down the field and scored. And I'm sure we were all feeling it a little bit then, right? But then we responded right back. 70 plays, 90 yards, 42-21. And then we got the fumble. And then we punted, they punted, and we scored again. And at that point, the game was pretty well out of hand. At that point, we're up 49-21. I think everybody started to feel pretty comfortable. There's only, I think at that point, like 14 minutes left in the game, if I remember correctly. So definitely felt pretty good at that point. Now, Clemson then drove right down the field and scored with 10 minutes left. And so now we're 49-28 with 10 minutes, still feeling pretty good. But that 3-and-out definitely puts a little lump in your throat. And then we held, and our defense did it again. So I really think that our defense did a good job against a very good Clemson offense. And we'll get into next week a look at what we might be able to do against this Alabama team. They're already a 7.5-point favorite. So as we Buckeye fans know, that is never a bad thing for us. We always do better when we're the dog. So looking forward to this. Let's enjoy that victory last night. A little bit later, we'll get out a Browns preview episode, so look out for that. Please like, share, subscribe, and tell your friends about it. And hopefully you all are enjoying Buckeye Banter. Leave me a comment. Let me know your thoughts. If there's something else you'd like to see us do, some sort of regular content you'd like us to include. If you have questions you want to ask, if they're, just anything, leave them in the comments, and I'm glad to hear from you guys. So, yeah, go Bucks. Big, big win. Enjoy it.